Subscribe to Serving It Raw.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Just make sure the coke fire. Told the jeweler cut some links and bring the gold higher. He wanna shoot it, he hot-headed, he ghost rider. Send him through your shit like Robin Givens with the old iron. Swinging, fork in the glass pot clanking. Holding the boat, they ship sinking. I make one brick, two without blinking. They was sleeping, now I got them rethinking shit.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. You done tapped in the Serving It Raw podcast. I am your host, Gutter Kane, the Gutter Man. I got a special guest, and I'm fixing to lay down the scene, okay? You may have heard this lady with the rap group Militia when they dropped their hit song, Burn, which actually was used by Kevin Nash on the WCW. He used it for when he was part of the Wolfpac. If not, you may have heard her on the hit single with Mack 10 and Ice Cube. You can do it. Okay, when she was telling all y'all men's out there, y'all can do it if you put your back into it. Okay. If not that, you may have seen her during her time when she was with Universal Records, or you may have known her to be the first rap female with her face on the top of the rap snacks. Either way, we are here to put some respect on her name, Miss Toy.
Thank you.
Yes, I wanted to make sure everybody, because there's some phenomenal stuff that you've done.
Thank you.
And I want to make sure I cover everything, at least most.
Some people don't even understand that part, and I get that. I'm glad you're thorough like that.
Oh yeah, I did my research, and then, like I said, not only did I do my research, but I made sure, that I wanted to touch bases on a lot of the accomplishments and stuff that you've done, like owning your own masters, the situation with the rap snacks.
Little Wayne, what about food? Have you ever considered or been approached by the Rap Snacks Company? Because here's some rap snacks. Miss Toy, a rapper, it was on the Up in Smokes tour. She has her own rap snacks, and the Big Timers had rap snacks chips too.
They sure fucking did. They did. They sure did have them, man. And I actually know Miss Toy as well. Shout out to Miss Toy, wherever she at right now. But yeah, Miss Toy was a Universal artist. That's what I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch bases on a lot of that stuff.
Okay, let's go.
All righty. So the first thing I want to start is where are you from, and when did you first start rapping?
I am originally from Chicago, south side of Chicago, and I also grew up in Inglewood, California. So I was born in Chicago. I grew up in Inglewood, California, and music was everywhere. Music was, before I was even able to talk, I was, singing and rapping to my mom. And then when I got to the West Coast, I was definitely inundated with a lot of hip hop music, going to school dances. I just started out hip hop and dancing first before I even started rapping. And then by the time I got the mic straight out of school, I dated a guy who had a limo, and he came to my house and he was like, damn, I didn't know you rap like that. My next person I get in the car, I'm gonna tell him about you. And the next person he got in his car was Ronnie DeVoe's uncle, Brooke Payne. And you guys saw that, the series that came out. And talent is everywhere. Sometimes you just have to, if you're the talent, you want people to know about you. You have to be persistent and consistent and on time with stuff. And I was in the right time, in the place, in the right time, and the 90s were cracking. So
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what were some of your influences like growing up during that time?
I really love, Public Enemy. Like when I said I was dancing, I like the hip hop music that make you dance. You know what I'm saying? The Public Enemies, it was a lot of talent, but as far as females like Rage, they had, different things on the radio that make you move. Like if you had a good DJ, he would mix in certain songs, you know what I'm saying? So I really can't pinpoint. I just was in a mood, in a vibe of, it's different things going on. Music is different, and it's bringing people together, so I always was influenced just by the sound.
Okay. Yeah. Cause when I listened to you rap, cause when I first heard of you was actually when y'all put out the Burn song when you was with Militia.
Yeah.
And then I know that Kevin Nash, being part of NWO and WCW, used
Mhm.
that song as the intro for the Wolfpac, which I know a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't know. But that's where that theme song came from. Now, how did stuff? How did you get hooked up with Militia? Like, how did y'all start that rap group?
Well, Mr. Tan is the voice and the artist you saw in Baby Boy.
Okay.
Mr. Tan and I are a duo. First at that time, we're a duo. And I get a call for a studio session with Emmanuel Dean, rest in peace, who did, Gin and Juice, and he did the track for Burn. And they already had a song. So I was wondering, well, how could we add flavor to this situation? You know what I'm saying? Coming in, they started doing the record. But when I came in, I was about business. I really wasn't trying to be in another group. But if this was going to launch my career, then hey, I wanted to be in full fledged. So I had a meeting with the managers, and I had a meeting with the president of the label at the time, and I said we need a remix so people can see us. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, well, what do you want to do, Miss Toy? So I was just like, well, we're gonna keep the same track. Everybody love it, and I just freaked the hook a little bit and told Tannen, share the 16 with me so we can be on the top of it. That way, if they hear the remix, they'll be able to hear us. And if they cut it off, they know the other song already. They'll get a chance to hear it. So, playing those type of roles in my career early on meant a lot, because that meant I was serious about what I was doing. It didn't matter if I had a 16, I could have just had an 8-bar, but I knew that getting my voice on something that was already taken off was important. So, God let that happen. And so that ended up being a big West Coast song, and further on, the next step, the next level.
Okay, and the next level, which is my next question, was
I saved it for you. I was like, let me hold on.
No, it's good, because I mean we're on a good speed, a good rate, and we're going actually together, and I love that. So the record that you did with on Burn with Militia, that helped catapult you to doing the hit single
You Could Do It. And actually during that time, 97, that Burn came out. But by 99, of course, a lot of people know who I am, in the streets in LA. And you know what I'm saying? People are still speaking on my name. I'm getting called in. And just like, the first song I got called in was important, I got called in to do You Could Do It. And the hook for You Could Do It was I conversated with Q for a minute, and I got to do the song with him, and I left the studio abruptly because I don't hang out in studios. I have my own at this point. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why, because I just feel like the work has to be put in, and once my work is put in, ain't no sense of hanging out. They can figure that stuff out later. And what they told me 2 weeks later was that was the single to Ice Cube's movie, and also his newest record that he was putting out. And I was, gun ho, I had already met him before, we got a chance to do You Could Do It. So we played our music with each other. Me and Tan played our music with him. So it was in the middle, you know what I'm saying, that I met Cube. I didn't just, do Burn and then I met Cube. I kind of met Cube first, did Burn, and then we did You Can Do It, later on, and then that came out.
Okay. And see, one thing I want to make sure people understand. Well, I want to give you your flowers to that song is because out of a lot of songs that have been in hip hop history, there's people that are able to do a chorus or a hook to a song that actually completes that song. And I know of two for sure, which is my cousin Shatasha. She did the chorus for the Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
Oh yeah.
And then the chorus that you did on You Can Do It. It's like those that completed those songs. Like I think if it was anyone else doing those choruses, the songs wouldn't have impacted as good as they did. So
I appreciate that.
So I give you flowers for doing that, because I don't think that would have been as a complete song and as something phenomenal if you done that chorus.
A good fun fact is that One Eye, shout out to One Eye, who's a part of producing the hell of a track, you know what I'm saying, You Could Do It. He told me they scrapped that song like 2 times, you know what I'm saying, and I was the third, the charm, and I came through to do that song the way it's supposed to been done, obviously. And I appreciate that you said that, because that's exactly what happened. Had they not kept, trying and being persistent and consistent on what they were thinking of, maybe that wouldn't have happened. But I'm glad that I was a part of something so major in hip hop.
Yes, and I'm glad you are too, and I want to give you a flowers for that too. Now, a lot of rappers that I've talked to, going to concerts and stuff, a lot of them always talk about their most happiest moment is when they came in the game and they was working on their debut album. So I want you to take us back to what was the vibe like when you was working on That Girl on your debut album.
Wow, That Girl, before I got the deal for That Girl album, I was already working on a lot of the songs that you guys hear on that album. I was working in the studio doing My Dogs and My Lokes. I was working with One Eye doing, Love Me or Leave Me. And so me and my attorney at the time, Dan Stewart, he was telling me it was a lot of other labels that was attracted to, my career and wanted to sign me. And, it was just like not the right timing for that. But once I got a chance to, hear what Universal had to offer, and my mind was thinking that I am very Universal, because at this time, of course, I'm dropping rock and all that kind of stuff. So I was thinking, man, I do need to be Universal because, of course, Mack, he has Who Banging, and I had people from Inglewood telling me I need to be on Who Banging, and they not in control of my life and my destiny. But I'm looking at them and I'm thinking that they want to try to pigeonhole me and box me in this little small hole, and I get an opportunity to get called from a Universal. I'm going to take this opportunity. So I went to New York, and I started working on my album, picking tracks. Me and my, A&R, he's the same, person that signed Nelly and the same Lunatics. And me and Kevin is just sitting down and we listening to so many different tracks. And he's like, well, play me what you've been doing, and I'm like, start playing him. And so he's like in shock, like, fuck, we just need to finish up your album, because basically you've been doing your album. So when it came to being the executive producer, I'm the co-executive producer of my first album on That Girl, and things like that is why I was saying, I'm at the right place. I'm at the right time. Because I need to be focused on what I can do for the future. I can't just worry about this second, or this one little moment. It has to carry on. So, trying to get the deal and everything, I had to make sure that I was in it for the long haul and not, I had to get things done on the back end, put it that way. I didn't want a lot of upfront money for my gift and my talent, because I didn't want to owe a lot of people. And I just wanted these producers who work with me before I even had a chance, an opportunity to really blow up. I wanted them to get paid, and I wanted the artists to get paid, you know what I'm saying, for even working with me, because nobody even knew who I was, but just the West Coast, So, I had a job to do, and I had to continue to do that job professionally and quietly so I can make a little bit more noise later on. So after that, You Could Do It. I was blessed to be part owner of that song, 33.3, you know what I'm saying? It's like it makes a difference when people know that you're an owner of something, and then when they playing it, that's money that's coming towards me, and being able to reinvest in myself. So having that deal with Universal was a major move into not just being an artist, but as a businesswoman, as a production company, as a songwriter. So I got a publishing deal right away with BMG, and after September 11 happened, everything just turned around. It was like, okay, now we don't know what to do with you, Miss Toy. And it's like, that's cool, because I wanted to go off on my own and start my journey and figure out what kind of sound I wanted to have. And so I don't have a lot of, at this point, I don't have a lot of people that I'm studying. I don't study music at this time. I'm just into what is actually happening in my life. And you know what I'm saying? The current events that's happening. So I'm just listening to sounds, and hopefully producers were able to, catch on to that and start custom making some beats for me, because I didn't want to just work with anybody. But Universal time, I really got a chance to walk in the marketing department and say, hey, what's that? You know, and they was like, oh, these is the rap snacks. You want some rap snacks? I said, yeah, I want to be on the rap snacks, you know. So I spoke up for that. And shout out to Keith Thompson at Universal, who was in charge of marketing and Universal, who allowed me to come in and use my voice and say the things that I wanted, or stuff that right now today, you know, rap snacks came back, you know, heavy with a lot of artists. So these are important key things that I remember about being on Universal.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Like I saw the glow on your face. I could tell it was like a good happy moment, man. Yes, you were the first female rapper on Rap Snacks.
Yes, indeed.
So people should know that. And I know that That Girl was a phenomenal album. I mean, you had MC Ren on it, you had E40, you had Nelly, obviously, in the St. Louis. So, and I just want people to understand that the only thing that stopped your buzz and at that particular time was the 9/11.
Well, let's burn until the sun burns your eyes. Keep burning until it sets on the west side. Locally, we be the best universally. Let's ride until you feel me.
Told you we was coming, come and get it, sit and hit it or raise up and get with it, pay attention. Listen to these fat sounds rising new. Now that we coming at you, smashing through your crew, how we do what we do to shine through. We just lay back and be cool and stay smooth as we burn to set the sun on any side, rising high. Y'all wanna roll cause we too fly in the militia.
We come to split your back with the razor blade, dump out the ditches, fill you up in dim place with the fat back, baby. Crazy, for real, ruthless at the fullest of the utmost, but still being civilized, bringing it to them live. Let's burn till the sun burns your eyes. Get right out for bourbon, let's ride. Inside, side to side, who concerned it? We fire to the ceiling, me and my compadres burning. Let's burn
until the sun burns your eyes. Keep burning until it sets on the west side. Locally, we be the best universally. Let's ride until you feel me. Let's burn until the sun burns your eyes. Keep burning until it sets on the west side. Locally, we be the best universally. Let's ride until you feel me.
Come on, party people, get down, get in the groove. Burn, remix, gon' make you move. Ripping microphones is a habit, I got a fetish. Cooling in the crib with the brutes, that's wonderful lounge. Giving you something that you could bounce to. Surround sound, tailor-made to flying L-O-2 word. L-O-R-D with Militia, coming to get you a vivid 3D picture. D-I-D-E-V, Mr. Tan. Had my girl the mic, Miss Toy ripped the jam. Mr. Nappy, headed, top fade, dreaded. From now past 2000, entity gon' set it off, blazing like a Molotov. MCs are way lost, that's why they stay soft like tissue. Mind elevation is the issue. To Cali from Detroit, it's official. What?
Let's burn until the sun burns your eyes. Keep burning until it sets on the west side. Locally, we be the best universally. Let's ride until you feel me. Let's burn until the sun burns your eyes. Keep burning until it sets on the west side. Locally, we be the best universally. Let's ride until you feel me.
Yo, me being me, thinking like I think. And if y'all know me being me, I got a drink and I'm see everywhere I go. It's a peep show and I go door to door and roam the street like blind dwarf on a paper chasing mission. Me and my whole camp switch from these big head Franklins, man, to them fat head grants. Rolling with portable camcorders to catch posted with man. Step to it like, hey love, ever made love and then ready to trade up with them bubble eyes. See, I huddle with God, loving to get by just off of flipping these rhymes. Zipping through cities with casual chicks, listening to CD systems, bump these militiamen hits. Don't it feel good to be on it? Frustrating when you're on it and grab your E and J in a say Presidente and a sip of Bombay, rolling militiaman way.
Yeah.
From out the thick mist to more trees than the Angeles forest is devious to manipulate MCs like a fat trick with no self-esteem. Forever staying on point like arrows. Sit within life, I spend no nicks. Trying to flex like Luther Red. Militia click is tied to more heads than whoosh. So you know this pack here leave every rap career with a lyrical pain. I guess you left in jeopardy, asking them back with questions. So let them be a test and I bet we pass. With more flying colors than Earl Shine. Extending worldwide, networking with experts in this new Millie click. You can ask Williams and still me. Wouldn't know the hype of the sick, ill mind, dynasty, fat pack, Lord G. My whole committee be bona fide. Who wanna ride with your flow epitome? On every black street, and that's no diggity. Militia burn for really.
Let's burn until the sun burns eyes. Keep burning until it sets on the west side. Locally we be the best universally. Let's ride until you feel me. Let's burn until the sun burns eyes. Keep burning until it sets on the west side. Locally we be the best universally. Let's ride until you feel me. Let's burn until the sun burns eyes. Keep burning until it sets.
But I did see where they were talking about like, oh, they felt like, you know, you flop. I don't feel like you flop.
I understand politics, and I understand where people are when they don't understand what the artist means to the business. You know, what I mean to the business is something different than somebody telling me what part of the charts I'm on or how much money I can make. And this is forever for me. You know what I'm saying? So longevity money is way better than somebody telling me if I made it or not. Because I made it past, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I already made it. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much made my mama happy, proud, you know what I'm saying, from being expelled from school and doing things that, you know, the streets was leading me to do and things that I made choices to do. And I decided to turn my life around and do music full time and prove something to myself. You know what I'm saying? That I can actually use my focus and my powers for good, you know?
Okay. Because not only do you own a percentage of that you can do it, but you also own your masters.
Absolutely, I sure do, and that's important too. When I got a pay release from Universal, so when I got a pay release from Universal, I had ownership to, you know, pretty much my life, and that catalog I just had to share it and chalk it up and share it with Universal until I started making my own noise and getting, you know, an independent company that I work with. When I did U-turn, and then I said, you know what, I don't really like no man being in charge of my career like this. This is kind of shady, and I've been working too many years. Let me figure out how to do this. So, you know, I started to study the business a little bit more, and I wanted to have my own label, and that independent deal that I had pushed me to do Go Entertainment. And I already was Miss Toy Productions, you know what I'm saying? Because I already wrote songs. I got songs that's in soundtracks and movies since day one, you know what I'm saying? And still to this day. Putting down music. I got a new song that's in BMF second episode right now called Fresh as Fuck.
Hold on, you know
but I'm just saying, this is how this shit works for me. I had to own my own music so I can, you know, just contract my music out, license it out. And
no,
you know,
I mean, I want people to know that, because there's a plethora of rappers that do not own their masters at all.
In that. That's why I started Lovely Radio, because I needed artists to understand we are getting paid for this music. There is a check coming in. It's different when it's zero. And if zero, that means somebody else is making more money off your intellectual product, you know, property than you are. And that's a shame. That's why if you look at the history of all the artists who have passed away, surprisingly, like Prince and, you know, Michael Jackson and things like that. If you research a little bit, you'll understand how important it is to be a songwriter and an owner. They wouldn't be getting rid of these people if that wasn't important. That's long money for a long time. But, you know, they won't give Black people the ownership in the same prices as they will somebody else that's behind the scenes. So I just try to do as much as I can to put the music out, you know what I'm saying, and register it back to myself, make sure that I know what's actually out there, because people can rob you right in front of your face.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, since you're into putting out newer music,
yes.
Well, you've been putting out new music, but you've really been going in. Is there any like hip hop artists, like newer hip hop artists? Is there any rappers or newer rappers you would like to like work with? Is there any like dream collaborations?
I'm doing that now. When I do Miss Toy Presents the Session, I'm actually working with artists that I put on the show, artists that I see promoting themselves to the fullest, artists that I know own their music, paid attention to the process. So, you know, they come. It's just a matter of how professional you are, how consistent you are. Like I've been working with an artist named Tigger Main. He's from South Africa. When I started broadcasting live on a Lovely Radio show, when I brought the show back, he was the first artist to send in quality music every week. You know what I'm saying? To show that there are different brands and styles of artists everywhere around the world. So I was encouraged, you know what I'm saying, by someone being from South Africa tapping in and finding me to be able to send in their music when I have compadres that's actually right here in the same place I am that hadn't even sent in their music to me to get their music played. And to start a couple of the years in that I've been doing Lovely Radio Show, we started streaming in different countries, 10, 11, you know what I mean? So it started making a difference. The artists started seeing their music on playlists on Tidal and Spotify, and things started growing on different ends. So once I started seeing the artists take advantage of the show in the way that I process information, then I started to say, you know what, this artist, I like the way they sound. I started having my producers make music for us. So I'm doing the session, which is really a lot of studio sessions, but it's based on the 420 concept. So every song is on about a weed title, and some people don't even smoke weed on the album, but they're giving you a story, a process about what they've experienced through this, if it's an edible, if it's something, and whatever theme or concept I give them, they go right onto it. So I like artists that work like me. You know what I'm saying? I can write about anything, I can rap about anything, I can sing a hook, I can, stay on topic. So I admire longevity and due diligence. That's what I do.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, onto the question that I know at first you said you didn't know if you was gonna answer it or not.
Right, but I'm gonna give you some game. It's all good.
You gonna give us okay. So this is the question I ask everybody I interview. What is Miss Toy's top 5 that are alive?
Okay, my top 5, first of all, number 1 is artists that write their own music. That can't be everybody, because most artists don't write their own music, and then artists that own their music. So me and you've tapped into the top 2 first, and then 3 J. Cole's, and then I still play the Nipsey, and I still play Tupac. I give back to the estates for the souls that are lost here. But as far as the J. Cole, he sings, he rap, he got his own company. This is what I respect. That's it. I don't respect nothing else.
Got it.
I don't respect nothing else. That's the key.
Love it. Okay, so we've touched on now Go Entertainment. That's still up and running and everything.
That's forever. That's after Universal. That's after the independent company, and now I am the label. So that's it.
Okay, and now you got the Lovely Radio Show, which
absolutely.
Which I'll be tapping into that. Okay.
Yes.
You had the Rap Snacks. We have the Owning of the Masters. Now let's bring it up to speed. Okay. Because I was watching BMF episode, and it was the part where Lil Meech was going to meet with Terrell and up in Cleveland, and I'm listening to the song. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, that sounds like Miss Toy. And I'm like, nah, that can't be. And I was like, oh shit, that is her. So how did you get Fresh as Fuck? Like, how did that? I mean,
okay, so multi-platinum producer and artist Mike City is one of the producers from my That Girl album. That's my longtime friend. He's been doing music and dropping hits with so many artists that now that the music business changed a little bit, he was like, well, we're going to go into the library side, Miss Toy. I'm going to start sending you music. We're going to put catalogs together. Some just going to be for the library. Some we can put out and, distribute to the public. So I'm like, I'm with it, City. You know what I'm saying? The first year when we started working on Real in the City, the very next month, it was like February, I got a placement from another producer in All American. So I have a song called Keep Moving that dropped 2020. So I dropped that single while me and Mike City are working on Real in the City. So after Real in the City gets its buzz, then I get another, project with him. And then so we get a placement on Woke on Hulu. Mm-hmm. So then, he was like, we need to find another library, Miss Toy. Let's find us another library. And I said, all right, what's up? And so then he said, we need to make something for the 80s, like an 80s whole, concept. And like I told you, I stick to the script. Let's do this 80s concept. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about my homegirls from Inglewood and, all of the fly shit I used to wear when I was younger. And they grabbed that song, licensed that song. So top of the year, boom. If I was even discouraged in any kind of way, here go a new placement on one of the hottest shows that's going down here. Here come my auntie calling me Toy. I know my superstar voice, and I'm like, oh shit, let me go on ahead and go.
When I heard it, I was so excited for you because I'm like, I feel like you deserve it. I really don't think that you ever stopped working. I never felt that way.
And I've never felt that I've gotten the proper greeting in the game as I should. And I feel like that's why I continue to work. And it's giving me my best work because I feel like I haven't reached that point where I feel like I've gotten all my flowers. So I dropped 4 albums in 2022. One of them is called Roses, and it's produced by Young Ball on the Beat. He's from Dallas, Texas. And, then me and Mike City did another album from the hip. So, we gonna have something else placed somewhere. So me dropping music means more to me than it means to y'all, I think. Some people really appreciate what's going on, and then some people have moved to another plateau in their life where music is not important, especially if they don't financially gain from it. They don't monetize from it. Everything is content. So of course, with the content, I have to keep putting out music because they use music for the content now. So
okay.
I never have a job. I'm gonna monetize somewhere. I'm gonna find a way.
I love it. Yeah. Now, what's next for you? Like, what's next for Miss Toy, and how can people, reach out to you?
Okay, well, I can always be reached, and everything is updated always on MissToyMusic.com. I'll be celebrating 50 this weekend with hip hop. I'm celebrating with my Warriors on Saturday, 25th, but my birthday is on the 26th. I'm dropping a new album on my birthday, Rock Hop Volume 1, which, of course, if you go back in my archives, type in Miss Toy Crazy with 3 Z's, you'll see I've already put my hands in a couple of rock songs. You know what I'm saying? That's not even mine. So of course, me and one of my producers had to do a whole album, just like I've been doing with my producers lately, doing whole albums with them and dropping them, because that's what I have a label for. That's what I have a radio show for, is to continue to put music out and show respect and love to the new artists that's coming and help them figure out how to register music, publish it, and put it out, without no headache, without trying to sign over their life and their soul away. If it's something that you enjoy, you want to make money from it, it's ways to do it. It's find a way to tap in with MissToyMusic.com, because I'm telling you, I have a lot of great guests that come on and tell us a lot of history, drop a lot of gems, and of course, just keep it real about what's really going on instead of flossing the money and, just making it seem like everything is all good. Like on my album, Roses, I got a song called Peaches and Cream, because everything ain't always peaches and cream, but we still survivors of everything that we accomplished and everything we've gone through. So I appreciate you having me, you know what I'm saying? Because I am always serving them raw, every bar.
I'm glad that you look. I want to give you your flowers. If nobody else gives you flowers, you got them from Gutter Kane. I appreciate your contributions.
Thank you.
That you've put into hip hop. Everything that you've done past and future.
Thank you.
Like I said, I was excited about this interview, and I was like, look, I couldn't even go to sleep last night. When I'm in the presence of hip hop, I just have it's just phenomenal, man. I just have these goosebumps, man. I get happy, man. I get all like that.
No, thank you for your team. I'm sure, you guys have been listening to a lot of artists say a lot of different things. Y'all keep it positive. You talk about great things. And I have to big you up for making sure that the negative stays out of the vibe, because when you're giving somebody their flowers, you don't want to turn around and be like, but that person did such and such. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm still, vibrant in this business. I got a concert this weekend, and I love to give back. So if you have any artists that you want to slide over to the lovely radio show, make sure you send them to MissToyMusic.com, and I'm gonna take care of them. And we're gonna shout you out over here because we love showing love for our Warriors. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I wanted to make sure everybody understood that what I'm trying to do with this podcast is I'm trying to give artists their flowers, as well as I want to I want my viewers and my listeners to get that vibe of every artist when they put out their debut album.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just not into the whole instigating and beef and, you know, and asking questions about this person and shit. Like, there's podcasts out there that do that fuck shit, and I feel like, hey, if that's what you like, then you go
Let's
over.
run these numbers up on the positive side, though. I know y'all run them numbers up because it's easier to watch something that's crazy instead of watching something that's good. If you see the smile on his face, this is something that was accomplished today, and the Warriors won. I don't care what Murphy Law thought he was doing, but we won. This is a W for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And happy anniversary, hip hop is 50, and I'm 50 this month. So I'm thankful to even be here to celebrate 50 years of hip hop and 50 years of just being me.
Well, hey, happy birthday. And before I let you go, I want to say thank you again for everything that you've done, including holding this interview with me.
No problem. Make sure y'all tune in to Miss Toy, Serving It Raw with Gutter Kane. Make sure y'all go to MissToyMusic.com.
Yes, Lord.
Just make sure the coke fire. Told the jeweler cut some links and bring the gold higher. He wanna shoot it, he hot-headed, he ghost rider. Send him through your shit like Robin Givens with the old iron. Swinging, fork in the glass pot clanking. Holding the boat, they ship sinking. I make one brick, two without blinking. They was sleeping, now I got them rethinking shit.